Hello, peoples, one and all, and welcome back yet again to We Classy Morons Roleplay Radio. I'm joined, as always, by Rocker, say hello.
Hey!
And Mr. Duck.
Hi, everybody. We just spent 1 hour working through a bunch of fucking technical difficulties.
Not just normal technical difficulties, fucking technical difficulties. Yes, I had to peel them off of their wonderful others that make
my Viagra doesn't work anymore. So
you had to get his D&D Viagra. Yeah. Okay.
That would have, this would have just been a lot less disturbing if we told them the actual reason why it took so long to get started.
Yeah, Rocker.
No, you guys had to do that.
Rocker's mic just was being stupid, and
yeah,
it really was. And then I tried a different mic, and then so my headphones wouldn't work.
Yes, and it was a complete shit show, a complete and utter shit show, confounding proportions. There we go, I can English again.
Basically, we were supposed to start recording at 7:30, now it's 9 o'clock.
Yeah, welcome to our world, everyone.
Woo!
Speaking of which,
and if I start complaining about a buzzing in my ear, that's the shitty headphones I'm using in order to actually be able to record this.
Yay.
You need to be able to hear. Get it? Buzzing beep. Anyway. So, the last place we left Fred was in the basement of a random root cellar in the middle of a small, what was it? Wait a minute. Okay, I need to do some geographical searching. Somebody tell me where the hell Mount Everest is anyway.
Okay.
To Google!
Sevastopol? Okay. It's, now in this universe it's in Sevastopol. Where's Sevastopol?
I just said to Google because I was going to look it up.
Let's just say it's in Sevastopol.
Will you Google that for me, Rocker? Where Sevastopol is? Because I know I'm saying that wrong.
Sevastopol.
Sevastopol. Okay. For some reason, my tiny little brain can't wrap around that. So now, thanks to Mr. Duck's fourth wall breaking abilities, since he and Fred are essentially the same human being, thing being, whatever it is being.
Okay, wait, pause. I Googled where Mount Everest is, and it's on the border between China and Nepal.
No.
Okay, so in between China and Nepal. And where's Sevastopol?
It's completely made up.
Well, let's just say Sevastopol is in Mount Everest. Or Mount Everest is in Sevastopol.
It's near the border.
It's in Sevastopol, okay? Fred is now in Sevastopol.
Okay, I refuse to believe this. No, Sevastopol, traditionally Sebastopol, is the largest city on the Crimean Peninsula. Okay, this has suddenly turned into Geography 101.
What the fuck?
Status within Russia. Okay, so it is essentially, where the fuck is this? Okay, this I need to know because this is essential to the plot. So somehow
for the next episode.
Yeah, so somehow it's right in between Kachi Kapka and Belaruski Zapanopedvik. And of course I'm reading that in the most Okay, to put this in perspective, you know where Ukraine is in Europe? Sevastopol is basically a small peninsula directly to the south of that.
Wait, is Sevastopol an actual place?
Yes!
What the fuck?
I knew that it was a place! Did you not know it was a place?
No! Sevastopol. Wait,
just now you made it up!
Sevastopol.
What the fuck? It's Russian!
Sevastopol is the place.
There's a population of 340,735 fucking people as of 2013. I don't have knowledgeable things. What is like?
So, we just learned Sevastopol and basically Mount Everest are on different sides of Russia. So now we're just going to say that somehow Fred made a Russia pancake. And
he's making everything into pancakes.
Well, more of a sandwich. Well, you can make a pancake sandwich. I want to do that sometime. And it's going to have lettuce on it, and it's going to be an abomination.
No. Like bacon,
anyway,
and cheese, and like nothing else.
With ranch.
Egg. No, if you dare touch ranch to it, I will slap you across the face and maybe find a knife.
Oh, as I was saying before,
ranch makes me gag.
And we're back again after a discussion about lettuce and pancake sandwiches. Okay, so and ranch, but as we were saying, Fred has somehow ended up in between Sevastopol, which, as we learned, is south of Ukraine, and Mount Everest, which is on the China and
Nepal.
I believe China. Yeah, it's in Nepal. So it's somehow there. And we've made a Russia sandwich by folding reality in half so those two could be close together. So congratulations on that. This has been an absolute shit show of an intro, but I'm loving every second of it. So, where we left off, Fred had just taken a nice long nap in the basement, this root cellar of a local town in Nepal. And you can clearly see Russia smiling at you overhead. It's a bright sunny day. Russia is shining. So the day you basically wake up to a brand new day. We'll just go ahead and say that, since you dozed off at dusk the evening before.
All right.
Hey, at least you haven't ran into any grandmas. And you better get back to your friends before, Hitler destroys them.
But before they get gassed, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to try to open up a fourth wall back to wherever I was and hope that Jeffy doesn't come out.
Okay. I'm going to make a check for you.
Okay.
So I'm going to be the one throwing the dice whenever Jeffy's involved.
Okay.
Let's see. So basically, this is the way it's going to work. If I roll over a 12, he gets to show up. If I roll over a 5, he knows where you are and what you're doing, and he's going to try and make his way there.
Okay.
You should be glad I said over 12, because it landed directly on 12. So he knows exactly where you were going and what you're doing now. So you step back in as all of a sudden Butterman, and this is a horrible shit show.
We call him Golden Butter because it's Zyrinthian and the butter whatever thing mixed together into one weird abomination.
And just so you know, I'm going to have a horrible time remembering the voices for these, but I'll try and do my best.
Butterman kind of had a Kermit the Frog voice.
It's Golden Butter, not Butter.
How I now? You're a mom.
He's Golden Butterman. Okay. Compromise achieved. Now nobody's happy.
But yeah, Golden Butterman had a Kermit the Frog voice.
But yeah, so he sounds kind of like this.
Yes.
And right now he's kind of breaking the fourth wall too, because he's just that powerful of a creature. And you're all darling things. But right now I'm kind of tied up. You manage to look up at the fourth wall that you just walked through, and you see somehow Mecha Robo Hitler and all of his Zuckerbergs are standing around a giant pit of acid that they seem to have built just for the occasion. As Golden Butterman and Weird Al Pancake are suspended above it in true classic villain fashion, waiting for somebody to show up and save them, supposedly.
Okay.
So you come back. I see. Now what are you going to do about this predicament, Fräulein?
I pull out some sort of minigun and shoot it at them.
Okay, let's see what kind of a minigun you manage to pull out. You pull out a minigun that has an insane rate of fire, but it seems to fire out very low caliber bullets. However, bullets are bullets. Now you've got this in your hands. What have you got?
What do you call it? I'm gonna go ahead and shoot at one of the Zuckerbergs, or however many Zuckerbergs I can nail.
Okay, there are about 75 directly in front of you.
Oh,
it appears that the whole gang back together again. Yes, there are about 75 Zuckerbergs and one Robo Hitler, and probably soon to be one Jeffy. So, best prepare yourself.
Yeah.
Save me, I'm up here. This isn't how I plan to stay going at all. I do not plan to be a pancake and tied up with butter, and this is oddly simple.
I'm going to go ahead and shoot the acid and let it trickle out to where it will hopefully hit the other Zuckerbergs.
That is actually a very good idea. I would never have thought of that. Okay. Go ahead and roll for it if you're going to roll for it.
All right. 10.
Okay, you do indeed manage to do so, and there's such a large volume of acid inside of this that it starts spraying out of the sides onto multiple Zuckerbergs all at once due to the high pressure. About 20 of them get instantly doused, but obviously since you're not the one getting the kill on them or dealing the final hit, this isn't counting toward XP yet.
Okay.
Got to get the last hit. We're going by Dota rules here. So, as you manage to spray these multiples with acid, the Zuckerbergs start fanning out around the room. It appears that it's a very large concrete room with 4 little, I guess you could say, watch rooms in all 4 corners of it, with the large vat sitting directly in the middle. It appears that the pulley system is attached to a wall nearby that goes to each one of the 4 control rooms. So maybe you need to do something with those.
I'll do that in a bit, but right now I want to pull out... Because the Zuckerbergs are sensitive to sound, so I'm going to go ahead and try to use my bonus action to try to bring out something very loud. Like, incredibly loud. Like, make your ears bleed loud. And I'm going to go ahead and bring out headphones, too, to kind of cover my ears.
Okay, remember, you don't have any sort of things that can cover your ears in there. This is just for weapons only. You can bring out Spider-Man.
Does that count as a weapon?
I mean, he's in my magic satchel, but I'm gonna. Okay, you know what?
I forgot.
I'm just gonna bring out a very, very loud weapon, and I'm going to.
Wait. Whoa.
Okay, so what's your plan here?
Idea. If you do bring out Spider-Man, you can have him led to your ears. That way, it does count as headband.
I can only bring one thing out at once, though.
Then put him back after you do that!
No, I bring Spider-Man out, have him shoot my ears, and that's literally my turn.
It was an idea.
Okay, it was a nice idea while it lasted. So you bring Spidey out, and in some miraculous form of events, he sprays your ears and also kind of your shoulders, which is really uncomfortable and very sticky, and reminds you of some places that Fred has been before. We're not going to talk about those times. Those are bad times. Anyway, so as you get your ears stuck to your shoulders in a very stretchy fashion, you manage to glance around the room, and the Zuckerbergs are all fanning out going to the control towers. You hear a loud ka-chunk noise, and you see the chain slowly, at very movie-esque villain rate, start to lower toward the acid. It doesn't appear they're in any sort of trouble anytime soon, especially with the volume that's already drained out. But even so, might want to hurry. You're spoiling my plans again already. I will kill you for this. You will know that I will. Hitler pulls out a Luger and aims it in your direction.
All right, so what's the acid in? What is the acid being held in?
The acid is in a very large... you could say anti-corrosive vat in the middle of the room, a very large yellow one that appears to be able to be pushed over to the side, possibly in order to fill it or for transportation. It's sitting on kind of 2 hinges on either side of it.
All right, so it can be movable.
It can be, and it appears to have a small track that it runs along on the ground with as well.
All right, I want to bring out a giant fan and possibly blow it away. In Hitler's direction. Okay. Okay, just to give you some idea of where you came in, Hitler is currently standing to the left of the giant bat. You shot the front of it. All right. So I'm gonna move to the right side of it, so that way I can attempt to push it with this giant fan. Okay. And again, there are no things that are non-weapons in your inventory, so try and come up with something that could possibly be good. It is a weapon that can pretty much suck air, a certain amount of air, and shoot it out and pretty much make a shockwave.
Okay.
Wait, wasn't Hitler Robo-Hitler?
Yes, it was Robo-Hitler. So as you dash around to the other side, Hitler takes a random pot shot at you. He manages to miss, however. The Zuckerbergs have spread out, and they appear to be almost encircling the area. It seems that Mecha Hitler wants to deal with you himself. "You'll not get away from me!" He continues to fire at you as you move. He takes 2 shots in quick succession. One of them lands a 19. You take 10 damage.
Wait, hold on. I want to see if I dodge it. I don't dodge it. Okay, I take 10 damage.
The other one rolls an 11. Try to outroll that.
It doesn't. It hits.
Okay, so that's 20 damage straight off from a Luger pistol. Directly in your left side. That's painful. All right.
Yeah,
It sounds like Fred needs to be a little bit better at dodging. Okay. So this wonderful circumstances, you manage to get around to the other side and whip something magical out of that little magic satchel of yours. That sounds kinky. So, as you round about to the other side, you manage to find a large compression gun that apparently the U.S. military was working on. It appears to have a small nuclear generator attached to it, apparently fusion technology, that is generating a very powerful compression device that is able to fire out a large burst of air. With this currently equipped, go ahead and take a pot shot at that keg to see if it moves.
19.
Versus a 4. You do indeed. It blasts it clear off the track that it's on top of, and your ears are currently left ringing from the amount of sound that generated. That much air coming out of that small of a thing can make a lot of noise.
Damn.
You even saw the air in front of you distort a little bit from how powerful that was.
I like this gun.
So, it goes flying off its rails. However, let's see if it does manages to nail Hitler. It does not. It manages to pin him slightly with one of the legs that it was standing on the rails on, but the majority of it misses him. However, it does knock him into acid, dealing damage over time.
Okay.
So he's now screaming on the ground for Zuckerbergs to save him, and the Zuckerbergs start pouring out from the woodworks. There are still about 40 of these buggers left.
I'm going to continue using this gun. I'm going to... Okay, so where are they in relation to me?
You are now on one of the walls of the room, and remember in each one of the corners there are these little control rooms. There were 2 Zuckerbergs and the one to your right and left, but the majority of them are coming at you directly in front.
Alright, I'm going to use my new dandy little weapon to blast them away.
Okay, so you manage to take... Basically, you find a little nozzle on the side of it that gives you a wide cone shot that you think can fire at all of them directly in front of you.
Hey Z.
Yes.
I rolled a nat 20.
Versus a 17. Okay, that 17 does not matter. It appears, hello floor tiles, my old friend. Okay, all of the floor tiles, again, blow up directly in front of you, smashing all of the Zuckerbergs directly in front of you in that cone into the opposite wall, making Zucker paste. With a name like Zuckers, it has to be good. That is a horrible Smucker's Jam parody that I just made. And if I know anything about me, that's going on Tumblr. So with that shot obliterating every single last Zuck directly in front of you, there are now only 2 left that are scrambling down the walls, eager to avenge their fallen Zuckermans. I don't know. So these 2 are now rapidly approaching you. What do you do? Remember, they attack quickly if you don't.
Since I don't want to lose this weapon, I'm going to go ahead and put this weapon back where it belongs. I'm going to take out a large melee weapon of sorts. Preferably one that I can throw.
Oh, help me! You hear swinging from the breeze. Golden Butter Man is now swinging wildly from the ceiling. It appears that one of the floor tiles severed part of the chains holding them up. And Weird Al Pancake is rapidly slipping from his feet. Just so you know what's going on. So, they're dangling above a small pit of
ash. Being listened to. I tried to suggest a weapon, but Fred already pulled one out.
What weapon did you want to suggest?
I was going to suggest something that fires either coffee or energy drinks.
That could be useful.
Because...
How? I want to see this, though. I really do.
It makes sense, but it doesn't make sense.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead.
Very good.
I'm gonna go ahead and. Okay, all right. Bear with me. I'm gonna get a. Essentially, it's a rifle that is a giant bottle of Coke. It's gonna be.
That's basic.
It's gonna be a special mixture of the drink Coke. It's gonna be like specially pressurized, and I'm gonna put a Mentos in it.
Oh dear.
A nuclear Mentos, and I'm going to fire it at the Zuckerbergs.
Okay, roll to pull that shit out.
9
versus a 12. What you end up finding is a can of weaponized Rockstar. It's not even a gun. Somehow the U.S. military thought this would be good. Okay, what do you do with this thing? You don't even know how to use it. How are you going to use it?
Well, it's a weapon to me.
Well, first, one thing, I'm going to throw it at the Zuckerbergs and then shoot it with a deagle.
Okay. Oh, okay. So you managed to... Let's go ahead and give you a roll on that to see how you do.
14.
Okay, versus a 10. You do indeed manage to nail it in midair as it's directly above the Zuckerbergs, the bullet ricocheting off the top of it and sending it down directly into their midst, where it sprays the liquid all over them and then detonates a few seconds later. And it appears to glow, which this combined with the acid in the middle of the room makes for quite the liquid light show, I guess you could say, as both of them are glowing. You see the Rockstar explode all over the Zucks, and both of them start to vibrating very gently at first, and then violently start to go to the ground, convulse, and you see them start melting somehow. Okay. It appears that what this weaponized Rockstar does is it gives the cells so much energy that they heat up and the cells themselves melt off of the bodies. That's some powerful weaponized Rockstar you got there. That's got some kick to it.
That's scary.
That's very scary. So, Rockstar, sponsor us, please. Also, that you might want to keep that one in your pocket for the next time you need something as a weapon.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and grab another one of those and holster them on my belt just to keep them there.
You can only find 2 in the magic satchel for now, but who knows? There may be more later on.
All right, so I strapped 2 down there, and I put my air gun back in my magic satchel.
Weird Al Pancake manages to flop down from the ceiling as now the chain is lowered nearly all the way to the ground. However, he's still screaming as though he's falling. It's okay. You're okay. Here, let me butter you up. No, I don't need you. No. Weird Al Pancake sprints to the other side of the room, dodging acid and Rockstar covering the ground on his way. It appears he doesn't like hugs. What about you? Golden Butterman says, turning around. Go ahead, give me a hug.
Wait, to Fred?
Yes.
Fred shoots himself in the head again.
Okay. Oh, let's see. Okay, go ahead and roll for that.
17.
Versus a 10. You do indeed manage to knock yourself in the head for 100 damage.
And, then I do it again.
However, let's see. Roll for a dexterity real quick.
13.
Okay, you do manage to grab it, but you only managed to blow your nose off, so Fred is now noseless. But Golden Butterman manages to tackle you before you can shoot yourself in the face again. No, you can't harm such a beautiful face as this. Golden Butter Man slowly eases himself down onto you and starts spreading sticky butter all over your nose. And makes a new nose out of butter and syrup.
Okay, before he, after he does that, I'm gonna go ahead and...
Why do I feel so dirty for hearing that?
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and, what do you call it? Take out the pin of the Rockstar drink and let it ooze on me. And just say...
I feel dirty for hearing that!
And then Fred's gonna be like, Death, I'm coming home.
Yeah, okay. Let's see if you do manage to do that. Because remember, there's a bunch of oozy butter all over you that he's trying to tackle you with.
That's true.
So go ahead and roll.
19. Oh, wait.
Damn.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Wait. No, that would be a 14.
Okay. So your fingers keep slipping off of the pin as you're desperately trying to commit Rockstaricide. And he manages to wrest you away from your weapons. Now all of your weapons are completely gone. Not your penis. That one's still there. It's a deadly weapon.
Isn't Hitler still standing, though?
He's currently pinned under that giant vat, remember.
Okay.
So...
Pinned, but he is a robot.
So what Fred is going to do is he's going to get up, walk over to Hitler and say, since we kind of need you as a reoccurring villain because, yeah... I turn to them and say, so should I let him go so he can be a reoccurring villain?
No, I don't think that was honestly the plan this entire time.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say just put some cat food in front of him and give him a litter box.
Why is there Hitler in phrase? Okay.
Don't judge this!
I will judge whatever I want to. I'm the DM.
Alright, so...
Okay.
Alright, so Fred turns to...
Out of all this weirdness, this is what gets judged?
Go ahead.
Alright, so Fred turns to Hitler and says,
Who are you? I'm Batman. He presses a button on the side of his head, and all of a sudden a hatch flies open on the top. And you see a small, little, hairy thing running away.
I pick it up and put it in my magic satchel.
Okay, let's roll to see if you can do that, because this thing is moving at an insane rate of speed.
8.
Versus an 18. Okay, this thing is so tiny and so delicate that it manages to slip through your fingers every time you try and catch it. It's about 2/3 of the way to the room and appears to be heading to a very small mechanized door that's about the height of a small, well, hot pocket, basically, is how big this door is.
It's probably a small kitten.
I want to try to...
Again, with
I'm gonna take Spider-Man out of my magic satchel and shoot his webbing on the door.
That sounded really inappropriate.
Yeah, stop tonguing Spider-Man. Anyway. So let's go ahead and see if you manage to do that. The door is a good distance away.
16.
Versus a 15. Just barely. As it gets there, the web also sticks this tiny little thing to the door as well. So you walk over and have a chance to investigate now.
Fred goes over and crouches near it and says, "What is you?"
You look, and it appears to be a very small patch of hair, about the size and shape that a mustache would be if it belonged to a certain famous villain. Okay, so it appears that what this is, after all of this time, is somehow Hitler's mustache that has created a robot body for itself and built an army of Zuckerbergs. That's the only thing you can figure, as it is literally looks like it's a mustache.
I'm gonna light the mustache on fire.
Okay, what do you do that with?
Some sort of thing that can set something on fire.
Okay, let's see what you managed to roll here. You roll an 11. You managed to find a standardized World War II flamethrower, ironic given the time frame, and you start torching the hell out of this tiny little thing, burning it, the spider silk, and the door to absolute pieces. This tiny little mustache, it appears, was something that we've not seen before. Some sort of alien race. Maybe mustaches are aliens.
I'm good with this.
I don't think mustaches are aliens.
Okay.
And I would know.
Alright, so I'm gonna go...
Have you ever seen the inside of your face? Have you ever seen a mustache grow? Where do they come from? We wake up every morning and they're just there.
That's actually a good question.
Welcome to We Classy Morons, everybody, where we question the existence of mustaches. Anyway.
Alright, I'm gonna try to pull out a healing gun.
Okay. Let's see what you managed to grab out of there. You managed to find a bandage. It's not much, but it could help. It's a pretty big bandage.
I put it over my nose.
Okay. So he did manage to butter your nose a little bit, but you prevented most of it. You now have a buttery bandage on your nose.
That sounded gross.
Lightly buttered Fred, everybody. I like my We Classy Morons with a little bit of buttered Fred. You know what I mean? Anyway.
I did not need that in my ear.
I pity anyone with headphones right now.
Stop doing that!
Okay, I'm having too much fun with myself.
How much health?
How
much health do I get back from the bandage?
You get 15 back. It's not a very big bandage or a very good one.
Alright. So I'm at 35 health. Yay, out of 250. After shooting myself in the head and stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and inspect some of the Zuckerbergs.
You walk around and it appears that each one of them, or those that are still surviving, those that are still in acid, appear to be some sort of cybernetic lizards. They're very strange creatures and appear to have green skin and scaly eyes, if that's even a thing. And they all appear to have some sort of little central processing unit in their head that also has a little remote control device attached to it. When you look around the room and you suddenly realize what's happening. You didn't notice until now after seeing the tiny little Hitler mustache run off from the room. But there are tiny little mustaches running all out of the room and slipping underneath the doors. It appears that every single one of these Zuckerbergs was powered by one of these little mustaches.
Okay. I'm gonna take Zuckerberg. I'm gonna take one of the Zuckerbergs and put him in my magic satchel just to have him. And
okay. You find the most suitable and well-preserved Zuckerberg and put it in your magic satchel.
So, Conscience. I am confused.
So, yep, okay.
You're always confused.
Alright, I guess we have to just finish this maze. Okay, so...
Well, yeah. Do you know even what lies at the center of this maze?
Am I supposed to?
Well, it's supposed to be a rhetorical question, but we're just going to pretend I'm here because I'm so fabulous. I'm going to forgive you for that one. The next one will be severely punished with a spanking later on. But for right now... Yes, of course, I can hear you as well, Conscience. We're breaking all sorts of rules right now, but I don't care. I love breaking the rules. I'm such a bad boy. Anyway.
You're not getting any from the Conscience.
I believe the question still remains, though, that will be laying in... Oh, bless you. That will be laying in... It will be laying in anybody's mind right now that is truly taking a good look at the lore of this story so far. Yankovic was indeed the person that created the Elder Pancake. However, it was with my help that he did so. And yes, in case you're wondering, I am an immortal being made out of butter and fabulousness. and downright lovey-dovey. He gives a little central wiggle when he says he's made out of lovey-doveyness as well. This does nothing short of absolutely disturb the pants off of everyone present. But maybe that was his intent, was to disturb them.
I don't think I've ever heard you laugh this hard.
no. Okay. All right. I'm good.
Oh, so good. Anyway. So, we're back yet again. So, Golden Butterman now revealing to you this fact that Jan Yankovic did indeed develop the Elder Pancake, but he helped and was somehow a secret ingredient in this entire ordeal. It reveals to you his true purpose. It seems that whatever the doctor said about him being important, Syrup Man being important, maybe his fate was to fuse together with Golden Butter once again.
Yay.
So you decide to go back up and finish the maze?
Yes.
That's what's next on your agenda?
Yes. Yes. And,
all right.
And hope. Yeah. And what do you call it? Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So you head back into the main room. Out the maze and corridors of the underground facility that isn't the actual maze, but might as well be one with the amount of time that you spend getting out of there. Interesting fact for everyone listening. Did you know that if you place your left hand on the left wall of a maze and continue walking around, never letting it get away from the wall, that you will eventually find your way out of the maze without having to guess?
Really?
That's interesting.
Yes, I read that somewhere once. As long as there are no breaks or any other thing in the wall, essentially that just means your left hand's going to cover every inch of the wall, and it'll get you to your destination faster. Anyway, so very cool little fact. For those of you who are out there, I have no idea to the validity of that. Please feel free to tell me how stupid I am in the comments. But other than that, you walk back into the main crater beneath the maze that is still hanging precariously above this entire area.
And using the fourth wall to his advantage, Fred heard every single word that Z said at that point, and he's going to hug the fourth wall. I mean, hug the... Well, yeah, first he's going to hug the fourth wall, and then he's going to hug the left wall of the maze until he gets to the center.
Okay, roll to see how well you hug the fourth wall.
Okay. Nat 20.
Okay. Let me think. I was not expecting that. Congratulations. In a slip of the tongue, you managed to hug the fourth wall so well, it's shrunk the maze down to where you can see every last bit of it and what's inside.
Yay!
Oh,
If
damn
it's
it.
that small, can't he just walk over it?
Basically, that's the size he's gotten it to. He can manipulate it to any size he wants now.
I'm going to get to the center of the maze. And first I'm going to kill every evil thing in this maze that's not Fred, Golden Butter, or Pancake Man, and Fluffy. So those guys, so...
It's Weird Al Pancakeovich.
Alright, so Weird Al Pankovic, Golden Butter Man, Fred, and what's his face? Fluffy are not going to die. They're safe. But everything else in this maze is going to just spontaneously combust. That's what I want to happen.
Okay, you give the fourth wall another squeeze. Go ahead and roll to see how well this happens.
19.
Versus a 10. All of a sudden, in a massive burst of flame and love, the fourth wall decides to love the absolute crap out of you and spread flames in every direction. And they seep through every crack and crevice of this place, and you hear the squeals of many tiny mustaches all over the place as they are spontaneously combusting where they stand. And as you give the fourth wall one last squeeze and step away, it squeezes back.
Yay! I love the fourth wall. Good,
yeah.
Good fourth wall.
It starts to crush you in its hug.
I'm gonna ask the fourth wall, can you please stop doing it? I can't.
It's not the fourth wall doing this. You hear Jeffy's voice. You've been using the fourth wall a bit too much, don't you think? And in this very moment, you see the chainsaw head come flying directly out of this portal you've been hugging the entire time. Roll to see if you can dodge it. It's your only shot at this point.
4.
Okay.
Well, we know which duck is in control.
Yep, it's the one that we thought we killed before.
He's back to...
Just so you know, everything that Jeffy does has a +4 modifier to it. He rolled a 16. So... Oh, yeah. So you just got royally sent back to Death's reception room. So as you land squarely in the middle of that reception room chair yet again.
Oh, what the... How many times is this? Seriously. How many...
Well, the second time wasn't really my... Well, it kind of was. I mean, I did shoot myself in the head. But then this random chainsaw flew out of a fourth wall and hit me in the face.
Yeah, that was the chainsaw that you tried to chase, what's his name, the hillbilly, or whatever that horror movie character was a while back, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
So... As much as I hate to say this, you're going to have to spend some time with me down here. At the very least. Because, I mean, I can't keep you down here. Because this is essentially your home. So I can't keep you down here forever. Because essentially, sending you...
He points in your direction and starts thinking, looking up at the ceiling, or he would be if he had any eyes.
Keeping you down here is essentially the same thing as sending you home after a long, hard day's work. So it isn't really punishment for you. So the best punishment I know for you is to send you to heaven. Because it's just a place filled with good things where you can't do anything bad.
Well, I was, you know, there before I went there and stuff, so...
That's right. It's kind of...
Yeah, that the asshole I call a father, or called a father, sort of sent me down when I, you know, rebelled and stuff. Or rebelled with the guy who rebelled with me and stuff. So...
Why do you have to be so difficult? Why?
Well, I mean, I was in my teen years. I don't know. When this guy, just hey, we need to rebel because we're awesome. Yeah. And then I was like...
Just because you were 16,000 years old does not mean that you have to rebel against it.
I was emo. I mean, Dad didn't understand me. He was the only one who got me. I mean, you know, I was all dark and stuff, and he was all dark and stuff. I guess we were all emos. But I mean, he just didn't understand me. He was too much in the, you know, the whole old structure way thing, you do what I say, and if you don't do it, I'm gonna punish you, and stuff like that. And yeah.
You called him Lucy on how many different occasions, and you're calling an incredibly powerful being Lucy, and you're expecting not to get kicked out. You're just asking for it at that point. I'm sorry.
Well, I was young. I was full of life.
16,000 is not young.
I was full of life. I was full of life.
You hear a clap of thunder, and all of a sudden you end up in a spaceless void in the middle of nowhere. It appears that this is purgatory. That's the only place Death knew to send you, where you couldn't really do anything.
Ah, shit. Okay. How am I gonna get my way out of this? Hey, Dad! Dad, I'm stuck!
You see a never-ending line of Freds stretching out in all directions, also yelling, "Dad, I'm stuck," with a very large ripple effect. As in, the closest ones to you start disappearing first, and then the ones further off do. It appears that it's just you here, and it's some sort of space-time suspension.
I'm going to use the fourth wall and get back to where I was.
You're in a crack of time and space where time doesn't exist, space doesn't exist, and any universe imaginable doesn't exist. How do you expect to use a fourth wall?
I'm Fred.
Good answer.
Okay, roll for it.
8.
Let me just put it this way. Purgatory just rolled a nat 20 on your ass.
And the conscience was right.
Oh, that is brilliant timing. Okay, so as Fred sits there, weightless, waiting for anything to happen, he starts to hear sounds that are very far off, and he can picture in his mind's eye, or maybe it's just the DM being nice to him, letting him know what's happening. Jeffy is currently back there trying to beat the living crap out of Golden Syrup Man and Weird Al Pancakeovich, trying to mush them together to make the Elder Pancake. Who knows what he's doing? But he's also finding the last clue that was inside the maze and taking that for himself. So it appears that he's also after the recipe for the Elder Pancake, and now he has one of the clues leading to the hints on where it is.
Jeffy. Okay, so I'm going to try to swim to where Fred sees this.
Okay. Fred manages to swim inside his brain, which, given the dimension that he's currently in, probably wouldn't be too hard given the broken reality of it. And you end up back inside the same empty void. I'm not sure if this says something about Fred or purgatory, but either way, it's saying something.
Alright, I'm going to try to make a portal to hell.
Okay. You see a blaze of inferno pop up where Fred used to be, and once again, Fred materializes back into himself. It appears there's something different about this place. Maybe normal rules don't apply here.
Try fourth wall phone. Call for help.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and call the doctor on my fourth wall phone.
Oh, hello. How are you today?
Well, I died and now I'm in purgatory, so now I need to find a way out of purgatory because I'm technically dead.
Wait, how... Oh, okay. Where was your body last located?
It was in the maze that's in the cave of... Where were we? Germany. No, Belgium. It's inside a Belgium cave, and it's there's a maze in it. Just track wherever just track wherever the magic satchel is, and you'll probably be able to find it.
Okay, well, if you're in purgatory and that's where the magic satchel's last trail was, I can probably trace its energy signature, especially by the number of fourth wall breaks, because let's face the facts. Other than us, only movie producers base the facts on nowadays, so I can count out all the ones in California. Anyway, let's take a look at where energy readings are coming from right now. You can hear lots of beeping going on in the background. Okay, yes. Yes, I see now. Ah, it's very well done. Okay, my hot pocket's done. Now, to track down where the magic sat. You hear lots of clicking in the background. Ah, okay. That's a long ways away. I'm going to have to break the fourth wall to get there. Is there anything I should know about where you are?
It's all black, voidy, and there's like just nothing. I can't even get.
I thought it was all white.
I couldn't even get back to hell.
I thought it was all white voidy, not all black voidy.
Why would you go back to hell? Okay, those questions can wait for a later date. Right now I'm going to... You hear a sound that sounds like a toilet flushing. It appears that that's the sound that it sounds like every time you open the fourth wall somewhere. You just didn't notice it until now. He steps through on the other side. You hear the toilet flush ends. Okay, there's a... Oh my god, is that a living chainsaw with the grandma parts for... Oh my god! And this cuts off very suddenly.
God damn it.
Well, you just sent the doctor to meet Jeffy. Congratulations. Probably should have warned him about that. Just saying.
Alright, so, you know, I'm gonna try to see how much I can kill Fred. I want to see if I can kill Fred so much that to where he actually comes back to life, or at least his soul goes back to wherever death is, and I can annoy death until he sends me back. Okay, so Fred is going to pull out a deagle out of his magic satchel and shoot himself in the head and go into the negative numbers.
Okay, so you do indeed manage to do so. There's nothing keeping you from doing it this time. And all of a sudden, this is a very strange thing to explain, but you're looking at whoever's watching this video right now. Fred's looking out at the audience, and it's a very strange place, because he's killed himself so hard he's really out of the game, essentially. He's staring out at the audience. Literally, that's all his existence is in these waveforms that are staring them in the face right now. This is what Fred looks like right now. This is what Fred's soul looks like. We've been watching Fred's soul this entire time. Congratulations.
I'm going to go ahead and shoot myself in the head again.
And you go back into the game, somehow resurrecting yourself with a shot from a Desert Eagle directly where you left existence. And you see death just show up all of a sudden.
No. I just can't have...
He gets chainsawed in the back by Jeffy, who's still going on a rampage. The doctor's in the corner of the room with a shield bubble around him, panting and gasping for air. Golden Butter Man and Weird Al Pancake are mushed together on the floor in an indescribable heap. And at the same time, Death is now doing battle with Jeffy, and it appears that Jeffy has so much plot armor, even Death's sight can't get through it in one shot.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and open up... Alright, so... let me think really quick. I'm going to go ahead and open up a portal to opposite Jeffy.
Okay.
Yeah, to where, like, it's opposite Jeffy, to where it's like, to where it's basically Jeffy, only he doesn't hate me.
Okay. So, the best you can do in this entire, whatever existence this is you're trying to look for, you find Yefej on the other side of the fourth wall portal, and it appears that he instantly starts draining from existence the moment that he even gets close to passing the barrier. So it appears that he can't come into our world. But he's still staring at you through the other side of the portal. Maybe this could still be useful somehow.
Jeffy, how do I take you down?
You really think I'm going to tell you that after all you've done? That I'm going to give you the one piece of information that you... He glances behind you at the fourth wall portal, and suddenly a scared look comes over his chain as he's staring at the opposite version of himself. How have you managed this? You're a bit smarter than I thought you were.
I'm Fred. Fuck you.
Shut the fuck up! Jeffy lunges directly at you.
I'm just gonna sidestep.
And he passes directly into the fourth wall barrier headlong, and it appears that Yefej and Jeffy both collide headfirst into each other, and the fourth wall suddenly shatters into a million different pieces. And you see a bunch of different realities that never came to be scattered all around the place. Each one of them being a different location and a different time in which Weird Al's great-great-great-grandfather put the clues in different locations. And now you can see where every single one of them is hidden.
Wow. I put all those remnants of the fourth wall into my magic satchel.
Okay, so those are now collected in there permanently, and it appears that Jeffy has been thoroughly dealt with. You glance around the room. The doctor puts his shield bubble down and is still breathing and appears to have a minor cut on his arm, but other than that, he's perfectly fine. His lab coat's in tatters, but hey, stuff happens.
So
the other two are still mushed together on the floor, though.
Okay, so doctor, do you have anything there that can heal me up? Because I'm currently still at 0 health points.
You break all of physics.
Did I hear something about 0 health points?
From directly behind you. Death doesn't appear to be very amused by this.
Yes.
Is Death wearing pants this time, at least?
Of course I'm wearing pants. And no, I don't like the fourth wall either. Oh, wait a minute.
Everyone suddenly stares out at the people who are speaking, including me. Hi. You broke the fourth wall, Duck. Now everybody knows that everybody else is there, including us.
Yay!
Well, at least Death is wearing pants.
Mr. Duck flips Fred off, and Fred flips Mr. Duck off, and then they wink at each other seductively.
I hate the fact that everyone is basically me.
And me. And me, even though I'm fabulous. You hear across the room on the floor. And indeed, Golden Butter Man is fabulous. I'm totally not saying that just because he can hear me. Please send help. So on this note...
Somehow he manages to hear me as well, even before this weirdness happened, so...
And me.
And me! Ow! Duck, you idiot!
You're a mom!
My ears. And with that,
Agreed.
I will say time's up for this episode of Roleplay Radio. I hope you all enjoyed watching, or rather listening to this weirdness. I know we sure enjoyed making it this time around. And as always, until video number next, stay classy, you morons.